Welcome to Mount Shasta Escape. Joline, Kashie, Sadie, and I are hiking to Porcupine Lake today. It's about a 4-mile out and back. The helicopter waypoints on the map are where we fly the drone. Now the hardest part of Toad Lake is having to drive up that long, rocky dirt road, which we proved you can do in a Subaru. But you need something with at least all-wheel drive and a little extra clearance. I say all-wheel drive, I take that back. You could do it with two-wheel. But you do need that extra clearance. It is Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. And it's about 11 minutes after 10 a.m. We are at the trailhead for Toad Lake and eventually on up to Porcupine Lake. They used to have stuff posted on here, more than just that one thing, but the National Forest presence here just continues to diminish. I really think the hardest part of this is going to be from Toad Lake up to the PCT. That's where it'll be the steepest climb. And I will apologize to Joline. I brought the Bluetooth mics where she could be heard well, but there's a little connector cable I needed to bring also, and I forgot to bring it, so won't pick up her voice as well as mine. If I could stay close to her, we'll be able to hear her.
Okay.
And I brought the drone with me, so at some point up here we'll try to get some drone shots. Kind of overcast. I'm hoping it'll break up and be sunny.
It's kind of cold at the moment.
Yes, it is. I forgot to look, but I imagine we're low 40s.
Yeah, 44.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, a little breeze.
Okay, I didn't look.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to fend off the shade.
Yeah, well, we're going to be climbing, so I expect we're going to warm up. A wet trail. Rained up here yesterday, though. I have been up to that place where we parked the car, I guess, I don't know, at least 4 or 5 times on a motorcycle. First time we've driven up, and I've always wanted to hike this trail. Finally getting it done. Okay, now if we go left, we take the old road up. If we go right, they kind of show that it's just a trail. Maybe we go the right now and take the old road when we come back.
Sure.
Look back, get a little bit of the view. Already can't see the car. Oh, people hiking up here. Sadie, come. Stay, girls.
Hello.
Hello. So where are you coming from and where are you going? Sadie, sit.
We're going down to Siskiyou Lake. We came from Castle Lake and we looped around.
We kind of looped up around.
Sadie, come. Okay. That's a long ways down there. We drove up to the old campground. Say, come on, girls.
Well, we're going to cut over to, there's a Sisson Callahan Trail.
Yeah, I've done it.
There's a trail we can cut over up here.
Yeah.
We live in Mount Shasta. We're like, let's do a loop up around. We just moved up here. It's like, we always go somewhere else. It's like, let's find a loop around here. So yeah, we got dropped off at Castle.
Sure.
Went over to the PCT.
Okay.
And then have been following that up. We stayed up at Porcupine last night.
Cool.
We found this submerged in the lake.
Yeah, we're hauling out trash.
Wow.
Wow.
I was kind of wondering why you're taking that.
No, I thought I'd throw that out there. We're not carrying a boat around.
No, we just found it and somebody just abandoned it. We did not find a body with the sign. So
But you were concerned.
a little bit.
It just pisses me off when I see garbage
know.
out
I
there.
know.
Porcupine Lake's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And we're like, what is that?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not too far. It's worth
Yeah,
That's what we're doing.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
We live in Mount Shasta also. We moved there about 2.5 years ago, so we haven't been
You're
here
doing
long.
the same thing we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exploring around,
let's see what's here.
Yeah, we just moved in June. I mean, his family has been up here for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been coming here for 30 years, but I've never
Sure.
done
Never
any
done this.
backpacking up
Well,
here.
Sure.
that's a neat
Yeah.
move.
Yeah, it was. It was really, and we saw nobody. I mean, one other.
Yeah, we were surprised to see that.
Well, you know, I've kind of come up to old campground up there a number of times. I've never seen anybody else here. You're the first person
yeah?
I've actually seen.
Because we were wondering, I've never gone to Toad Lake. I was like, this must be busy in the summer.
No.
No,
Because you can,
no.
Well, it was interesting when I went to the Forest Service to get permits. She's like, "Oh no, you don't need permits."
Yeah,
I just think
I'm
there's
like,
not
oh.
that many people up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there
They're
aren't.
utilized, which is good
Yeah.
for us.
But you know what? We were over at Deadfall Lake on
Oh.
Labor Day,
It was crazy crowded.
packed.
Yeah, sure. And we've
Like-
been there too. I mean, that's on the way up to if you want to climb Mount Eddie also,
Right.
which,
That's what we were doing. We were going up Eddie, and we went by there, and there was just
yeah.
10 after 10.
Crazy.
Yeah, we have done Eddie once now. So, I mean, we're gradually checking things off.
Yeah, same with us. Same with us. It's fun.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
We
for-
just don't have the dogs yet.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, if we didn't stop and talk, they're pretty good about sitting and not bothering people. But if we stop and talk, they think we can go be sociable
You
now.
gotta be social.
They're not bothering us.
Yep.
They're sweet.
Say, I want to get pet too.
Yep.
Where do you guys live in Mount Shasta?
We're yeah, that Shasta
Okay.
Resort area.
We're up on Davis Place.
okay.
That loop back
Timber
there. Timber
Hills.
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 Okay.
Yeah, on that on the back.
We're not in the
side.
Timber Hill section,
Yeah.
but in that area.
Sure.
That's the sign on the road that
Yeah.
you go in. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Good. We'll have a good hike.
Yeah, well, you
enjoy
too.
your day.
Thanks for taking out trash.
We're actually going to leave it at the parking lot because we're not carrying it down the system.
Gotcha.
But we thought we did our part. If we get it to the trail, to the parking
Where a
lot,
car can get it.
If you'll see our car down there, if you leave it by there, I'll see if I can get it in the car.
I figure people come up here with trucks or whatever at some point if they don't take it out this winter.
I've been up
but-
here maybe 4 or 5 times. I haven't hiked this trail, but I've actually come up to there.
and not,
I've never seen a soul. You're the first people I've ever seen anywhere in
well, there's
this
a campground
area.
here though too. Right?
Yeah, but I have been up here 4 or 5 times, even on holidays,
Nobody
and
camping?
nobody,
Oh, yeah.
not once.
Is the road to get out here tough?
I drove my Subaru up, so I mean, it's we've got a Subaru Outback. It's about at the limit of what I would do with an Outback, but I didn't feel in danger at any point.
I bet you this would fit in even inside with the seat down and because we
Yeah,
have an
but we've
Outback,
got our
too.
dogs and packs, but I think we can get it.
Well,
Do you-
either way,
do you have
it's at
some
the road.
rope or anything, or do you need us?
No, but we'll leave it close to the car. We'll
If
see
you
what we
can't
can do.
do it, I'm just figure somebody will hopefully.
Yeah.
But at least it's not. I was afraid it was going to wind up. It was near the shore, so
Yeah.
we could get it, but
Yeah,
the shore is way down.
Yep.
And so I was like, I
Yeah.
don't want to come back here and see it in the bottom of the lake.
sure.
And it's going to sit there for 100 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Anyway,
anyhow.
good for you.
Have a good one.
Have a good hike. Well, this isn't Callahan. They'll have to cross the river. Fortunately, it's low enough they could probably do it with feet dry. Yeah. Boy, in the spring you wouldn't want to do it. So they start at Castle Lake and they're going to finish somewhere on that road after they cross over the river. Somebody will pick them up there, I'm sure.
Come down to Callahan and
Yeah.
river and-
You know, back in the day, that would have been a fun backpack.
Yeah.
Got 1 bar 5G, maybe. I'll try. Recognition in progress. We'll see. Ponderosa pine. Ponderosa pine. Looks healthy. A very large. Wow, that sucker is tall. Yeah. We normally don't see ponderosas that big, at least not back in Colorado. And the question I have is, how fast do they grow here? To get that big in Colorado, that thing would be 200 years old. You know, I've cut those down around our house that were not as big as that, and they were like 160. I should add, when I cut those down around our house for the video, they had died. I didn't cut down healthy trees, but I took out deadfall or dead trees all the time when we lived out in the country. And that was our firewood supply. Of course, now we're going to have to figure out how to throw away that stupid plastic piece of... And you wonder why people do things like that. Did they just decide it was too hard carrying it? Or did it spring a leak and they just didn't care? Wow, okay. I knew it wasn't going to be a hard walk to get to Toad Lake.
Very pretty.
It is.
It's got kind of an ugly name.
It does. Well, I'm going to have to fly the drone here. Maybe again when we get to Porcupine. Yeah, ideally some spot that I'm not going to get debris into the drone motors. That's a very pretty lake. I don't know, this could be nice enough. We may want to do it again someday. There's my takeoff and landing rock right there. Okay, so we're getting ready to fly the drone. When I make this video, I made a waypoint right here and I put a little helicopter symbol on it. So that'll show where we're flying it from. Looking at Toad Lake. And as usual, I'm probably just gonna take it straight up and kind of scan around and bring it back down. Okay, now we're both in the camera. Okay, and now it's time for it to go up, up, up. And I'm going to stop there. I want to stay well below 400 feet. Okay, I'll pretend I can see it. Legally, I'm supposed to be able to see it. Okay, I'm going to turn it, well, let's get up a little higher so we can see the mountaintops there. And we'll be going up that direction, up to the PCT and then over to Porcupine Lake. This is Toad Lake. And I will now just start doing a slow rotation. And that's where we came up from. So I will point the camera back down and then bring this down. Okay, we are going to be going over a saddle just straight where I'm pointing, up to the PCT and then down a little bit to Porcupine Lake. The camera developed a stabilization problem, quite a shake, and so for the next 4 minutes, I'm just going to overlay audio on top of still frames. This is a surprisingly pretty lake. It's not like Upper Gumboot, it's prettier. Yeah. I think it's prettier than Gumboot or Upper Gumboot. It's just a long, long drive to get here. Although, what was it, an hour and 15 minutes? That was so much better than I expected. Well, I'm glad we finally made it here. This is much nicer than I thought it would be. Basically, we parallel the lake until we head up the ridge. Yeah, I don't know if these clouds are going to break up and if it'll warm some. It may not. It may just stay this way. Hey girls, get a drink. Anybody want a drink? Well, we're going to feel like we did something. I think actually we're not going to get to a trail intersection until we hit the PCT. That sign shouldn't have been there. Should have been further up. So I got a little thermometer on my pack, and it looks like we're about 47 degrees, maybe 47, 48.
Late season hiking in Durango.
Yeah, it does. But it's nice. Well, this feels like real mountain hiking. Yeah, don't ever underestimate the eddies. They're real mountains. And that could be our PCT. And we just came up the Toad Lake Trail. Now, should be just kind of a fairly gradual drop down and easy walk over to Porcupine. Anyway, elevation gain 582 I'm getting.
593.
I got 582. I'm sure mine is far more accurate. I'm joking, folks. GPS's, none of them are accurate. Well, this is a hike, assuming we're willing to drive up, I could see us doing for many years. So far, it's not that hard. Hey, guess what? That spire, let's back up a little. That we're looking for? Right there, that's it.
That's it?
I do think that's it.
See. Okay.
That's what we see from anywhere around Lake
So it's
Siskiyou, looking up
kind
the
of
valley.
Far end of Castle Crags. It's just right over.
So looking at Castle Crags and that little spire to the left. We tried to hike to that 2 days ago and decided we were going to have to allocate more time and come back later, but I think we know where that is. It is very prominent and visible from our railroad walk by the house and from Lake Siskiyou. You just look up the valley and there it is. Driving down Siskiyou Lake Boulevard towards the lake, straight ahead, there it is. And that's the right way to go. I guess you had a sign, okay. I'm coming, girls. Got worried about me. Thanks. Guess we should eat lunch up here. There are, yeah. Somebody's just punching holes everywhere. I'm not seeing any reason geologically why somebody would want to do that. Yeah, all these holes. Now, I thought Toad Lake was quite pretty, but it seems like this one might be even more so. We sure got the steep rock walls. That's even steeper and higher than Castle Lake. And there's the lake. Oh, it is a pretty lake. A lot harder to get to, but I think this is prettier than Castle Lake. That's an unusual thing. Yeah. Not much wind here. Well, need a spot for lunch and a spot to fly drone.
You want to go down?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably going to have a better view from up here.
Okay.
Although Sadie is going to want to go.
Let's go.
Go on, girl. It's okay.
It's okay.
Go on.
But yeah, just pick a spot to sit.
Let's go down this a little way. It's kind of a trail. Get close enough that maybe Sadie can get her water fix. Wow, I think this wins the Pretty Lake Award in this area. There could be another one somewhere, but this one is right up there. There might be a flat rock there I could fly a drone off of. Just straight ahead of you. But I think maybe lunch first. What are you giving him? Oh, I didn't see any cheese. You must have found it all. Well, that's going to keep him close here for a little while. Okay, going. I'll make sure no trees above me, right? I don't know what's going on with my drone, but it didn't want to go any higher. It made it up to 96 feet and then told me it hit the max altitude. That's just a glitch. I think part of the problem is my account's not logged in because I don't have cell reception, but I don't know. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, that's the best I'm gonna do. Kind of aggravating. Well, let me go higher than like 97, 98 feet. There's a glitch. I went much higher just a few minutes ago. Well, I can't go up, so I think I'll be daring and fly it over the lake a little ways. There it's going. Try going. Yeah, I know. Boy, it's not letting me go very far either. It's just putting all kinds of restrictions on me. There it is. Okay. Coming on home. There, I spot myself in it. Took a little while. Slow her down a little bit. So, time to put it all away. Well, we finished lunch. I flew the drone, and we are getting ready to head back. We have gone, it says 1.96 miles, so we're going to do about a 4-mile day, and I think it says that okay, one last look at the lake, and it is an awesome lake. It's right up there as pretty as just about any lakes we've ever gone to in California, Colorado, you name it. What a beautiful little hike here. Trying to think, this could be the best hike we've done since we moved to Mount Shasta that's in the area. Prettiest. And this is where we turn off from the PCT and back on the Toad Lake Trail. This is what Joline and I label a high-value hike. It's relatively easy. It's going to be about 4 miles, about 800 vertical, with absolutely gorgeous scenery. Got Toad Lake in sight again. And I'm kind of surprised that Porcupine Lake was even prettier, because Toad Lake is very impressive too. It still is nicely switched back, fairly graded. A little rough in spots, nice to have the poles, but like I say, overall, a fairly easy, really nice hike. And that's speaking as a 71-year-old with an artificial left ankle and right knee. I'm happy I can still do this. So my GoPro just shut off for no reason. Didn't overheat. Battery had plenty of charge in it. It's just being its typical GoPro. Anyway, half mile to Toad Lake, it says. Well, if you ever make it to Toad Lake, try to make the effort to do the climb. I mean, it adds some vertical. But go over and take a look at Porcupine Lake. I mean, Toad Lake is worth coming to in its own right. Porcupine Lake is even prettier. I'm kind of learning that when the GoPro shuts down for no reason, just even if the battery says it has a charge, change the battery. And then it usually does a little better.
It's an interesting rock.
Boy, is it ever.
Yeah, help me out here.
Well, okay, you're testing me.
Almost looks like a conglomerate.
It's got to be volcanic. It's got to be probably an ash or something that got a lot, except it doesn't look like an ash.
Yeah, and then you have, this is kind of a strata.
Yeah.
There. Isn't it?
I got too many dead brain cells to come up with an idea what this is.
Yeah, this would be
I mean, it's a mix of,
volcanic and sedimentary.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got all these chunks in it. I mean, it had to be kind of in motion or somewhat semi-liquid. With these things in it.
But then why, well, maybe this is just something that got, or maybe it was on top of that. I guess that could be possible, the ash.
I don't know. This is quite the rock anyway. You stumped the long gone geologist here.
This sounds more interesting yet.
Okay, if anybody ever actually looks at this and you're a geologist, tell us what happened here. I mean, with the history of volcanics around here, you have to think volcanic, but on the other hand, it could have been igneous. You know, something that got fractured up and injected all sorts of fluids through it.
Yeah, there you go.
So maybe igneous.
Because these are kind of sharp. They don't look, they're not like tumbled in a river.
Yeah, like something fractured it and then
Injected.
fluid got injected. I'm still in no hurry to do it. As annoying as these GoPros are, they work, but when the time comes, it's either DJI, which I worry about getting banned, and then there's an Instacam that makes things that are just about as good as DJI. Better than GoPro. No, I think both Garmin and GoPro, they've got to be in trouble. I mean, the Garmin Zumo 2, that's probably still if you see one, the most often one you see in the videos, but there's a couple others out there now that people are switching to and liking. It's kind of like when everybody started switching from GoPro. Now, it just kills me with Garmin and GoPro both. They got an itch and they dominated it for a while, but they just kind of never really made the reliable quality products that they should have. Sadie's always trying to get us to throw sticks for her, but this time she found that one all on her own. And I guess she's done with it. She carried it a ways. And we're just about down from the steep part of this hike. From Toad Lake to the trailhead down there at the old campground is really pretty gradual. That's an easy walk and not very far. So if you want to go easier on yourself, stop at Toad Lake. Don't do Porcupine. Toad Lake is beautiful. Just know that if you do go to Porcupine, there's a reward for it. It's gorgeous. Pretty nice rocky beach. What's that? I think it would be for dogs, not for us.
Yeah.
You know me, I don't swim. Oh, one last look around at Toad Lake. It is very impressive in its own right. I don't think it's quite as pretty as Castle Lake. It's prettier than Gumboot and Upper Gumboot. And then you got Porcupine Lake, which I think is the prettiest one out here that we've seen so far. There's a lot of others we haven't seen. Well, I just checked. If we wanted to do the old road back, we would have had to go around the lake further before we intersected it. This is the most direct way. And we got a plastic boat to deal with when we get down here. Yeah, there's our boat. Let's get the packs in first on one side, and then maybe we can lay that on top of them. A paddle too? Good grief.
Yeah.
Complete package, everything you need.
130 pounds.
What?
Like your kid.
Yep.